Greetings all and welcome to Dave's Craft Room. I'm Dave, and on today's video, I have here a pile of stuff from the Goodwill Outlet Bins. The Goodwill Outlet is my favorite place in the world, and I bought a bunch of clothing there over a couple of different trips. There's a corduroy blazer here as well. And today I'm gonna make a quilt out of the crap that I found at the Goodwill Outlet Bins. We've got a lot going on here. Okay, geez. Some of it's ugly, some of it's not ugly, it's just old. It's all different fabrics, and a lot of these things I bought, like these pajama pants, I was like, I could wear those if they fit, but then they don't fit. You don't try anything on at the outlet bins, you know what I mean? Like, people actually go in there with gloves. I don't wear gloves, but I'm not mad at the people that wear gloves because it can be kind of gross. But I've washed everything already. They didn't fit, so I'm just gonna put them in my quilt. None of this stuff matches. None of the fabric is right. I mean, look at this pair of pants. I don't know who this is for. It's for me, I guess, for my quilt. If you're not familiar with the Goodwill Outlet Bins, first of all, what are you doing? Probably maybe you're not from the United States. But the Goodwill is a thrift store. And then the Goodwill Outlet is the outlet of the thrift store. In all honesty, I don't actually think I know how this stuff gets there. An outlet, you gotta think that's where like the store, like anything that they couldn't sell, it goes to the outlet and then they sell it for cheaper. So the Goodwill Outlet, they just put everything in bins and you rifle through the bins looking for finds. Then if you're me, you take everything and put it in a quilt. I literally, like, my name is Dave and I have a problem. I spend a little too much time at the Goodwill Outlet Bins. You cannot tell me that I am not king of the thrift store because I literally get some of the best finds. I have found some of the coolest stuff. I forgot to show you this. Okay, you guys are actually not gonna believe what I found at the Goodwill Outlet Bins. Hold on. I literally almost had a panic attack at the Goodwill Outlet Bins. This is a double wedding ring quilt, hand quilted, that I found in the bins of the Goodwill Outlet, and I took a picture of it. It's in perfect condition, honestly. The edge, scalloped. I've done it before, it's not that easy. But this is in great condition, and when I was in the line, the woman who worked there was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you got that. I was looking at it. She said something about, it needs to be washed, there's cat stains on it. I took it home. I didn't see any cat stains. I didn't see any stains of any kind. To me, it appears to be in perfect condition. I initially followed a tutorial on how to clean old quilts. I washed it in the bathtub by hand. And then I was like, you know, it's not even fragile at all. Like, why not just put it in the washing machine? And I did. And it turned out fine. I mean, there's no rips or tears. There might be a small tear here and there. That's literally it. Came out of the washer looking great, washer and dryer. No damage, no stains. Goodwill Outlet Bins. But yeah, literally other cities, you cannot come for Albuquerque when it comes to the thrift stores because Albuquerque has some of the best thrift stores that I've ever seen in the country. Literally on Manal Boulevard, you have the Goodwill Outlet Bins, and then right up the street from that is Savers. Actually, you know what, Savers, I do shop there pretty often, but they don't have really the best prices actually. But then keep going and you have Thrift Town. And Thrift Town's prices are pretty good and it's pretty big. There's lots of good finds in there. And then honestly, keep going on Manal Boulevard. There's an indoor flea market, which is pretty cool. I went there with my friend Courtney last year. And then literally on Manal Boulevard, I mean, there's 3 or 4 more thrift stores. And then if you want to talk antique malls, we have on Central, there's another trifecta of antique malls. The Antique Specialty Mall, and then the, what's it called? Classic Antiques, Central Classics, something like that. That's the one that's in an old-timey department store, and as soon as you walk in, it feels like a department store from the 60s. The architecture of it, everything's different now because it's antique mall, but that one's pretty cool. And then right next to that, there's a church thrift store, and then Antiques and Things. And those are both pretty cool, pretty good. I shop there often as well. Those 3 on Central Avenue are in the International District. Go during their business hours during the day. If you go during the day, you'll be okay. Do not go there at night. Do not go there after dark. It's not safe after dark. Everybody in Albuquerque pretty much knows, and we stay away from the International District at night. But in the day, you're okay. I went there with my mom. I love thrift stores. You know, I made a New Year's resolution this year, and this one I'm actually following, which was not to buy any new clothing. If I need any clothing, I have to go to the thrift store. I don't have to go to the Goodwill Outlet Bins. I can go to a regular thrift store. I saw a statistic that said we have enough clothing already on the planet to clothe the next like 6 generations. I was shocked. That's insane. Stop buying new clothing. When I needed business casual for my work, I surely did go to the Goodwill. Oh, I forgot about the Arc on Coors as well. I go there pretty often too. I bought a rug there for my kitchen. And then actually the best, truly the actually best place in Albuquerque is 5330 William Street, I think. It doesn't have a name, I only know the address. It's a prop warehouse. You know, before I moved to Albuquerque, before I started coming here actually, I don't think I knew that Netflix has a huge studio here. I drive past it pretty often. Not only Netflix, a lot of film and TV shows are filmed here. There's a lot of studios here. Stranger Things was filmed here. I don't even know what all else was filmed here. But there's a prop warehouse where the guy just has like a huge warehouse full of stuff and he's selling it. I don't know why he's selling it, whether it's closing down, he doesn't want to do the business anymore, I don't know. But all of that crap in there was in movies. And I actually got a trash can there because I want my dining room to look like a 90s Pizza Hut. And I got a trash can there from what looks like what you would find in a 90s Pizza Hut or a 90s food court mall. It was used as a prop in a movie or a TV show, but he's not allowed to say which ones, if he even knows. Everything that's in there has been used in movies and TV shows, and that's why some of the trash cans I couldn't take because they had a hole cut in the back for the camera, but the one I got didn't have that, so I was able to take it. We need to stop buying new. Literally all this stuff from the Goodwill Outlet Bins, I leave that place with armfuls of stuff like this, and I paid less than 20 bucks for it, like legitimately. So let's talk about our quilt. It's gonna be purely an improv exercise where I just put this fabric all in a pile over here, and just grab from it and start sewing. And that's literally it. I'm not concerned about it looking good because I feel like it'll look good. It'll look how it looks. Right now I'm kind of just cutting stuff up in order to eventually use it. These are all different kind of fabrics and definitely some that you would probably not necessarily want to work with in a quilt, but you can mix different fabrics in a quilt. I do it all the time. The key word is quilting. You gotta quilt it within an inch of its life. 2 different fabrics, one will be stronger than the other one, and the stronger one will start to pull on the weaker one, and eventually the weaker one will wear away. But if you quilt it super duper thoroughly, then there's no possibility for pulling. You know what, I'm just gonna keep cutting these. I'll probably just cut all these sweatshirts and stuff up off camera. We'll switch to a top-down view for when I'm ready to start sewing. Look at this. Somebody did that by hand, I think. Here we have wolf pajama pants. I really wanted to wear these because I like them, but they're way too short. And yeah, cool. So let's get into it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I publish new videos like this every other Tuesday at noon Mountain Time. And please like and subscribe to my channel. More chunks. Oh geez, I don't super love working with this material. This literally to me reminds me of the lumpy blue sweater that Anne Hathaway wears in that movie. You know the scene when Miranda Priestley is like, that sweater is not just blue, it's not turquoise, it's not lapis, it's actually cerulean. And you're also blithely unaware of the fact that in 2002, Oscar de la Renta did a collection of cerulean gowns. And then I think it was Yves Saint Laurent, wasn't it, who showed cerulean military jackets? I think we need a jacket here. You're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room. From a pile of stuff. I did select it from a pile of stuff. I don't interface this because it's actually too lumpy to interface. And when you try, it doesn't look good. It's actually better to just muddle through, in my opinion, of working with it. It's better to just muddle through without interfacing. I did interface some of the sweaters, some that were kind of more solid and flat, some of this argyle stuff. But this is just, we are gonna muddle through. And I think this is my last piece of it, which is good because I don't like working with it. I don't want to do it anymore. But this should be, the last piece. Of course, I will have to still work with it because I still have to put the quilt together. All right, here's the backing. I pieced this backing out of random solids and random leftover chunks. All right, let's load this sucker up onto here. TBH, I have no idea how this is gonna go because of all the different threads that are on here. But I'm just gonna do a meander, a tight meander. That's the idea anyway. All right, the quilting is done. It turned out pretty good. There's definitely some lumpy spots, which are questionable. And especially in Anne Hathaway's lumpy blue sweater. It's lumpy. And so the needle and the foot kind of kept getting caught and dragging at places. I tried to intercept it, but I was not always successful. But who cares? It's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Might be kind of hard to notice on the camera. I'm actually not sure how true this is, but I don't think it's really a rectangle or square, which means it's time for me to use my special gadget. This is my laser. Oh, my laser leveler. This line is actually very straight. This line is not. Good, now we have a rectangle. Okay, so I'm gonna use this gray for the binding. And then one more step I'm gonna do is buttons. I have a bunch of buttons here, and these ones are huge. I wanna put them on. I can use these buttons to hide a lot of the flaws. So I kind of just want more interest and buttons. These are all like basically thrift store buttons too. I'm pretty sure my mom sent me a lot of those from my grandma, and I don't even know where they all came from. But I'm gonna put the binding on. I probably won't film it. Y'all have seen me put a binding on before. It's the same thing. So let me do that now.
All right, this is the final result. That's going to be all for today's video. Thank you for coming to Dave's Craft Room. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and please come again.